Good evening, guys. Happy Monday. How are you guys doing? This is our June week 3. Hi, Carl. How are you? And there's one more coming in. Hello, Zihan. Good evening, guys. Hey, there's only two of you today. Where's the rest of everyone? Right. Yeah, we are going into a new note today, guys. We have finished our chapter 8, We have finished our chapter 8. We are jumping into unit 9 today. You did so bad on chem. What do you mean? Why? I thought you're good in chem. Hello, Sinting. How are you? Right, we're in chapter 9, guys. We're in chapter 9. Please get your chapter 9 notes ready. This is your June notes. Should be okay. We should have entered this like last week, but yeah, I couldn't rush. So, chapter 9, guys. This is a really short chapter. This is a really short chapter because the main thing, okay, not exactly short, but yeah, short-ish, I guess. Right, so unit 9, Unit 9, Are you ready? No correct or no wrong? Yeah, what's up? Which option would I choose? Unconscious. Okay. Okay. Uh, wow. Can you not ask me something so technical? What is chest needling decompression? The one I really don't know. Like CPR, I know lah. CPR, I know lah. Wow, this one too advanced already. I don't even know how to answer. Where did you get this question from, though? Where did you get it from, though? Okay, guys, shall we continue with chapter 9, unit 9? I hope you're ready to learn. It's already online. Okay, cool. Wow, something I've never heard before. Maybe I'll do the homework later. Okay, so let's talk about metals and non-metals, guys. This chapter is about metals and non-metals. Something really easy. Okay, really straightforward. And as I said before, previous chapter, do not ever memorize any elements here. It is not required. I mean, you want, please do it for fun. It is not required. Right? Not required. You want to do this for fun. Right, so chemists divide the metals into the elements into metals and non-metal in the periodic table. As I said before, you have your metals in the yellow part, non-metals at the blue part, and do take note there's one non-metal here. Hydrogen is a non-metal. They put it here because somehow they are group 1. Hydrogen is somehow group 1, so they have no choice but they have to put it here. It is not a metal, right? Hydrogen is not a metal. And these red color ones, we call them semi-metal. Okay, semi-metal, that means they're half metal. They kind of behave like metal. They kind of behave like non-metal. For example, guys, we all know metals are conductors, isn't it? They are conductors, isn't it? They can conduct electricity, isn't it? You use metal to make wires. And then insulators, okay, these are insulators. Non-metals, they are insulators, 绝缘体. They cannot conduct electricity, right? You know this, right? What about these? These semi-metal, we call them semiconductors. Semiconductors. You know what is a semiconductor? That means they will conduct electricity not as good as metal, but better than non-metal. So they are kind of stuck halfway. So they are the weird one. Okay, so this is your semi-metal. So can you see it's like 1, 2, 2, 2? The best way to remember this is 1, 2, 2, 2. Okay, can you see it looks like a stairs? Okay, or you want to memorize it like this. Looks like a stairs, but you cancel off this 2, 2, 2, 2. You cancel off 1. That's your semi-metal, right? Yes, there's only one non-metal. Okay, good one. There's only one non-metal that can conduct electricity, which is carbon. This is the special guy. This is the only non-metal that can conduct electricity. That's the only one. Okay, the rest no. Okay, the rest no. And like I said before, these two, they are here because they are continued from here. They can't put this here because your periodic table will be freaking long, right? The paper couldn't fit, so that's why they put it here. Okay, lanthanoids and actinoids, not your concern. Okay, guys, not your concern. You just need to know left-hand side is the metal, are the metals. Right-hand side are the non-metals. I just remember it this way. I just remember it this way. You see, metals are guys, right? Non-metals are girls. Because you see, guys are hard, girls are soft. So you see, guys are the metals, girls are the non-metals. And you do you say this 男左女右? Do you say this? Because they say usually when you queue up, usually when doing anything, guys are always on the left side, girls are always on the right side. So this is how I remember. Guys, left side, girls right side. 男左女右. I just remember it that way. Okay, guys left, girls right. 男左女右. So that's the quick way lor. That's the quick way lor. We kind of mentioned this last chapter already, so I'm just gonna go through, huh? I'm just gonna go through. Are you guys okay? Are you guys with me? Chapter 8, are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Are you there? Zihan, Sinting, are you guys there? I'm just making sure you guys are okay, Too good to be okay. Okay, wow, wow. That's good to know. That's good to know. Zihan, Sinting, are you guys there? Are you guys there? Yes, okay, cool. Cool, Feel free to ask me any question, guys. Don't be shy, Okay, so let's talk about some common metals, right? These are some of the metals that you should know, all right? Because they're very common. They have been around for very long. They are very, we call it traditional metals, okay? Metals that we have been using for quite a while. Guys, hang on, Hello, Renee. Wow, haven't seen you in a while. How are you? How are you? I haven't seen you like 2 weeks, right? Was it two? Uh, they are all the. I'm not on top of ranking series. That's like another time. Okay. You got practice. Oh, I see. Wow. Hey, wow. I can see that you're very busy. I see you're very busy. Okay. What competitions are you prepping for? What competitions are you prepping for? Can you? Oh, okay. Can you manage, really? Can you manage? Because you have to juggle so many things. Can you manage? Can you manage? I hope so. Okay, also, remember the request video, Renee? I have to send it to you. Please watch it if you have the time. Okay. Oh, finally end, huh? Oh, I see. It's a good thing, lah. It's a good thing, lah. Guys, being busy at your age is a good thing because it trains your multitasking. It trains your multitasking. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It teaches you how to manage. Life is like that. Next time you have to manage a few things at once, right? So yeah, it's good practice. Right. Anyway, we are in chapter 9, Ready? This is June notes. Your June notes should be with you like 2 weeks ago. Right, we just started, Right. Anyway, so let's talk about some famous metals, some common metals. So number one, sodium. As I said before, sodium is a very crazy guy. Remember I said this? Okay, you learn this next year also. Sodium is a very crazy guy. They will explode upon touching water. They are very, very reactive. They are soft, they can be cut with a knife, and they're also very reactive. So we use them in this thing called the sodium lamp, the orange street lamp, sodium lamp. Guys, have you seen this before? Have you seen this before? You go to some old places, like old kampongs, you can still see them. You can still see them. Some highways, some really old roads and highways, you can still kind of see them. Something like this. Have you? Have you? It's old technology already, lah. We, if you stay in KL, or any big cities, like if you stay in Penang also, if you stay in KL, any big cities, you will notice that they don't use this thing anymore. They change everything to LED, right? If you go to any city at night, you will start to see something like this. right? If you go north-south highway, you know north-south highway, yeah lah, tungsten is sodium lah, yeah, but the main thing is sodium lah. Okay, that's one of the use of sodium, right? So now we just use this LED because LED, they are just so much better. They are brighter, and they actually save more electricity. You're actually saving more electricity, which is a good thing. So that's why we use LED. Even your car uses LED right now, right? Even if you buy something like a Myvi, you still use LED. Hello, Junie, how are you? We are in our June notes, our June notes, we just started. Okay, so sodium, we use this in sodium lamp. We use it in our sodium lamp, right? So for those who just came in, we were talking about metal. We are talking about metals, famous metals that you should know. Next, magnesium. I'm not sure whether it's this year or next year. Some school they will do it next year. Some school they will do it this year. Magnesium, when they burn brightly. They burn really brightly. Okay, let me show you. According to Cambridge syllabus, is next year lah. Okay, magnesium combustion. Okay, when you burn magnesium, please don't look at it with your eyes. Please don't look at it with your eyes because it's going to hurt you. It's so bright, right? So bright it will hurt your eyes by looking at it. So this is magnesium. This is magnesium. They burn with a very bright and strong flame. So since they create such a bright light, right? Where do we use it for? We use it for flash. We use it for camera flash, right? Really, really old cameras, when light bulb wasn't invented yet, cameras they used to use magnesium. Right? That means the flash is just one use. After they have to replace the magnesium. Right? Guys, do you know what are flares? Do you know what are flares? Do you play any shooting games? Okay, or do you watch any army movie? Okay, flare. Flare. That's the okay. Let me show you the flare gun or flare signal. Flare signal. There this thing. This also functions as an emergency. Every army will carry one. Okay, every soldier they will carry one. When you brush this thing, this works like a match. When you brush this thing on the floor, this thing will start burning, and then you use this to attract attention so that people can see you. These are flares. These are flares, right? Sometimes you see them on K-pop, K-pop MVs one. They just look kind of cool, right? That's the flare lah. So the point of this thing is, you see, this is magnesium, so they're very bright. The point of this thing is to draw attention. Let's say you are seeking help in the middle of the ocean. Okay, you're in the middle of the ocean, you want boats to see you, you want ships to see you, you want planes to see you, you will use flare. That's your flare. So we use magnesium lor. Okay, magnesium. Next, aluminum. You know what is this lah? You know it's aluminum lah. Aluminum is the one you use in your soft drink can, your 铝罐, your soft drink can, right? They are lightweight. The main thing about aluminum is lightweight, so we use them on aircraft. Most aeroplanes are made from aluminum. You know aluminum foil? The 铝箔纸. Yes, duralumin. Yes, duralumin. Duralumin. I mean, aluminum alloy lah. Okay, aluminum alloy, but the main thing is aluminum. My job is to make my planes as light as possible so that I can fly. All right. Next, potassium. Potassium. They are the cousin of sodium. They are also very explosive. Right, guys? Potassium is actually more explosive than sodium. So they are soft, they can be cut with a knife, and they are reactive. See? Reactive, same. Reactive. They both belong to the same group. Okay, they belong to the same group. So they kind of function the same. Right? So they are used as fertilizer, they are used as gunpowder. Okay, funny enough, guys. Funny enough, when you search for potassium nitrate, you know what is potassium? They are in the form of potassium nitrate. Okay, guys, when you search for potassium nitrate, this thing has two jobs. Okay, it's like a white powder. This thing has two jobs. Number one, it's a fertilizer. Can you see? You put this thing on plants, they will be very happy. They will grow very well. While on the other hand, you know what is a gunpowder? Guys, do you know what is a gunpowder? Do you know what is a gunpowder? Have I talked about this before? Gunpowder is 75% potassium nitrate, right? So the same thing that makes your plants grow is also very flammable, right? This thing, when you give it fire, it will explode, and it's the explosion that drives the bullet forward. Guys, do you know how gunpowder works? Do you know how a bullet works? Any of you here play any shooting games? Do you know how bullet works? Right? Whenever you look at a bullet, okay, can you see the whole long bullet? Sort of like, okay, can you see the tip? The tip is the projectile. When we shoot, when we fire a gun, it's the forward that flies out. The behind casing is filled with gunpowder, right? So when we fire a gun, when we hit the trigger, okay, in the middle of your bullet, there is something called primer. Why is Minecraft here? Okay, something like this lah. Something like this. Okay, any ammo for that matter lah. So at the end of every casing, there's a primer. When we fire a gun, it will hit the primer, and the primer will start a fire. When you start a fire, the fire will produce an explosion, and it will push your bullet forward. This is how gun works, right? So the longer the bullet, the further they can travel, the further your bullets can fly. Like, let's say if you use a 9mm pistol, this is a 9mm pistol, right? As you know, a pistol bullet is really short. Can you see the bullet is really short? Okay, so it doesn't, okay, let's say a Glock, okay, it's a 9mm bullet, it doesn't fly very far, right? This is lightweight. Okay, but if you use something like a 40 or 41mm, okay, they're using a grenade lah. Okay, if you're using a 40mm, why they should see they can, okay, a 40mm, then okay lah, this is sort of like a grenade already. Okay, 50 cards. See what unit you're using lah. Okay, so the longer the bullet, the further it can fly. The more explosion you're creating, the more damage you're doing. Things like that, right? So guys, funny enough, this potassium nitrate, right, is a fertilizer, right? It's a fertilizer, right? You can actually buy this thing from, is it mentioned here? Are there? You can buy this from Shopee or Lazada, you see? Yeah, 40 ml, yeah, it's a short. Okay, so you see, 500 gram for 8 ringgit. Okay, you can try and buy this. Okay, people are not going to doubt you because this is fertilizer. Okay, who knows you are using? They don't know you are using it for explosion or something. Okay, you can buy some and bring it home, and then what do? You burn it, and then you burn it. You shall see a very pretty flame. Look at it. Right? That's why gunpowder uses potassium nitrate. The same thing you would use for fertilizer. That means fertilizer is explosive. Guys, fertilizer is actually explosive. Very explosive. You know the Beirut explosion? Guys, you know the Beirut explosion? It happened like 2-3 years ago, right? Can you see the explosion? Can you see the explosion? Basically, they stored potassium nitrate in a silo. Okay, they stored potassium nitrate in a tower, right? And they just leave it there. Suddenly, one day there was a flame, and then the thing goes kaboom, and created this big explosion. Guys, that this place here, can you see it's flat? It used to be a pot. It used to be a pot. There's like a trading pot here. So once the explosion went off, everything flattens. Everything got flattened. It was a very serious explosion, right? 3 years ago. Guys, have you heard of this news? It was during MCO, the first year of MCO. This news came out during MCO. I don't know whether you guys remember or not, right? Beirut is in Lebanon. Beirut is in Lebanon. Do you know Lebanon, guys? Do you know Lebanon? Is your geography good? Do you know where is Lebanon? Do you know where is Lebanon? You see, it created this huge explosion. Are there? You see? You see? It used to the place used to be a pot. Can you see? It's like clang, it's like a pot. So when the explosion happened, everything got flattened. No. Beirut, huh? France, no. Beirut is in the Middle East. The Middle East, right? Like close to Iran, Iraq, Syria, and Saudi Arabia and Dubai, very close to Dubai, right? So can you see the explosion, the before and after? This is what potassium nitrate will do to you, right? It created a huge explosion, flattens every freaking thing. Guys, basically, potassium nitrate, okay, potassium nitrate is one of the raw ingredient, if you want to make TNT. You know what is TNT? Do you know what is dynamite? This is the raw material to make one. If you want to make TNT lah. You know what's TNT? Trinitrile basically it's explosive lah. Okay, so as you know lah, we use potassium nitrate as our gunpowder. Okay, anyway, moving on. Next, calcium. Alright, calcium is reactive. We use calcium in cement, concrete. Guys, calcium has a very good point. Calcium has a very good characteristic. They are very hard. That's why we find them in our bones, in our teeth. You know your teeth is made from calcium. You know your nails are made from calcium. Right? This is why when you eat calcium from milk or from cheese, you're making your bones stronger. You are making yourself taller. Right? Calcium. That's why they find them in milks. Okay, bones are. If you look at a rhino's horn is actually full of calcium. The same as eggshell. So eating rhino horn actually gives you no advantage because it's just calcium. Right? Just drink milk will do. So next, iron. Iron is hard and high strength. Iron is very strong. Okay, iron is very strong. Not to mention, iron is also very cheap. That's why we use iron everywhere. Yes, calcium carbonate. That's why we use iron everywhere. Your building uses iron. Car uses iron. Okay, we call it steel. You see, this is to build frames. I'm sure you have seen frames like this before. So this is your building frame. Railway, cars. Your car is made from high strength steel. It's made from steel, right? Most of the iron, okay, even you can say for tools, okay, machines, they are all made from iron, okay, because it's cheap. Iron is cheap. Even your car engine is made from iron. Okay, we don't call it iron, we call it steel, as in 钢。你懂什么是钢哦？ And then there's the expensive steel, we call it stainless steel. Right, because you see, iron can rust. Iron can actually rust. If you don't want your iron to rust, like in your pot, in your whatever cooking pot you're using, then we use stainless steel, 不锈钢. Right, because they are strong. Guys, do you know this pan? Cast iron skillet. Do you have this at home? Do you have this at home? Hey, not the non-stick one, it's like real iron one. Oh, okay. Maybe you have this instead. You know what's a wok? Do you know what is a wok? Do you have this at home? If your mom is a Chinese, I'm sure she has one. This wok, no Oh, you use induction, I see. Okay, you see this wok, okay, if you buy those aluminium one like this this is the non-stick one. This is IKEA one. Okay, how do I know this is aluminium? Because I bought one before. When you drop this thing to the ground, you will see a dent. The thing will go out of shape. 它会走形的，你跌去地上。This thing will go out of shape. What about iron? What about steel? No. You drop this on your toe, you'll break your freaking toe. This thing is so hard. Okay, this thing is so hard. You know Le Creuset? You know Le Creuset? This thing is made from steel. This thing is made from steel. Have you seen this before? Sometimes you go shopping center, you'll see a shop selling this thing. Right? It's so damn freaking heavy. You drop this on your leg, you will break your toe. So this is why we use steel, because steel, they are very cheap and they're very long lasting. They are so strong. If your grandma uses that steel pan, the wok, she can pass it to your mom and pass it to you. It's still good to use. That's the good thing about iron, right? That's why, guys. Cars in the 90s, cars in the 80s, they last so long because everything is made from iron. Everything is made from steel. Nowadays, if you buy a new Myvi, if you buy a new Asia, most of the engine is made from aluminum. That's why they are not long lasting, right? That's why steel is always better. They are much harder and stronger. Right, next, copper. It is a good conductor of heat and electricity. We use copper in wires, right? We use copper in wires. Maybe some we use it for coins as well. Okay, for coins. Next, zinc, good resistant against corrosion. Zinc is very good in fighting rust. Zinc is very good to fight rust. So that's why we coat iron in it. You see, just like I said, iron is very strong, right? But iron will rust, right? So we will coat iron with zinc, right? And it will look something like this: galvanized steel. Galvanized steel. So if your iron has zinc on the outside, you will have this pattern on it. Have you seen this before? Have you seen this before? You see this on street lamp. You see those street lamp, right? And then you see the pattern, you will kind of see this pattern on it. Something like this. So this is the galvanized, okay, that's the zinc, right? And if you go back to your grandma or grandpa's house, if it's the old one, then you have this thing. You know, this is the zinc roof. You know, this is the zinc roof. Yes, it was actually, I think I mentioned this, right? It was originally brown. Guys, does your neighbor use this? If your neighbors use this, you will know, because when it rains, it's noisy as hell, right? The thing will go tak 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 tak. Why do we use this? Because it's cheap. Iron is very cheap. It's very long lasting. And if you coat it with zinc, it lasts even longer. Right? If you coat it with zinc, it lasts even longer. That's why we use this as roof floor. Okay. Anyway, silver, this one you know lah. Silver and gold is the same thing. They are shiny, they are good resistant against corrosion, they last very long. Right? That's why we use it for jewelry, for coins, for ornaments. Okay. Guys, are you so far okay? Rennie, Junie, are you guys there? Are you guys there? Hey, why is this class so quiet? You guys can ask questions on, just so you know, you guys can ask questions on. I'm not going to scold you or anything. Okay, yeah, okay, good, Rennie, that's good. Right. So guys, do you know, okay, fun fact, guys, fun fact, do you know what is 24 karat gold? Do you know what is 24 karat gold? Okay, it's not mentioned here. Okay, you know what is 24 karat gold? Anyone? Anyone? 24 karat gold actually means pure gold. Okay, pure gold. As in this is what the old generations they will call it lah. Okay, 24 karat gold. So if you buy a necklace, if it says that 12 karat gold, that means this is 50% gold. 12 is half one. 12 is half one. And if it is more pricey, then it's 18 karat gold. 18 karat gold is like 75% gold. Usually rose gold. Sometimes it's rose gold. That's your 18 karat gold. Right? That means they don't really put pure gold, because pure gold is very expensive. Pure gold is very soft. Guys, we will never use pure gold for our jewelry because it will be very soft, and if you wear them the wrong way, the thing will bend. So we don't really use pure gold. Okay, so that's a silver. You know who uses silver? Guys, you know who uses silver? Pandora. You know Pandora? You know Pandora? I mean, I don't really like it. Like Pandora, it's not very pretty lah. Okay, I don't know lah. I don't know. But Pandora, they use silver. Pandora, they use silver. Most of it they use silver. Right, next, mercury, liquid in temperature, room temperature, that's why we use them as thermometer. The thing inside, this is your mercury. This one you already know lah. Okay, so these are the few metals that I think you should know. Yash, if you say, sir, I already know all this, I should know more. Okay, go and study them, right? But for exam, for Cambridge syllabus, this is only what they cover because these are the most ancient, traditional, and old school, the OG metals, right? Back then, the last three rows didn't exist, they already exist, right? Like calcium we know calcium has been around we know calcium for quite a long time already, right? So these are the common ones, huh? Okay, so general characteristics of metal. Yes, Carl, thank you. I'm not going to talk about the oxidation thing. That's next year. Right, so general characteristic of metal. So how are metals like? How are metals like? As you already know, they are shiny. They're shiny. I think you did this. We said this before in year 7. Guys, do you know what is ductile and malleable? Do you know what is ductile and malleable? Ductile means you can bend them into any shape. 你可以把它凹去别的形状。Malleable means you can hammer it into any shape，可以打成任何形状。Okay, as you know, metals they are ductile because you can bend metal. They are malleable because you can beat your metal with hammer. Right? They're not going to crack. When you beat metal, they won't crack. They just kind of bend. Right? Okay, very easy one. You take a hammer, like I said before, you take a hammer, you go to your dad's car, you see the cover, you see the front engine cover, right? You use your hammer and whack it. Will the thing crack? Unless your dad drives a carbon fiber sports car, then it won't crack. You just see a dent in the middle. Okay, that's why when you crash your car into a tree, your car doesn't crack, your car just bends. That's the meaning of malleable, right? High tensile strength and strong. We all know metals are strong. That's why we use them for cars. Good conductor of heat and electricity. Like copper, they can conduct heat very well. They can conduct electricity very well. That's why we use copper in wire. Okay, we use them in water heater, boiler. We use copper because they conduct electricity very well. Okay, high melting point and boiling point. We all know metals, they will melt at very high temperature. Like iron will melt at 1005. You see, really high boiling point. Okay, high density, they sink solid at room temperature besides mercury. Okay, you already know this. Okay, guys, common sense here. I don't know about you, but for me, this is kind of common sense, right? You all know how metal is, but kind of pay attention to this point, ductile and malleable, because it's not that you don't know this, but it's the words that you don't know, right? Learn how to write these words, Okay, ductile and malleable. Okay, next. Since we have finished metal, let's talk about non-metal. What are some non-metals that you should know? Number 1, hydrogen. Okay, this you already know lah. Inside your water, you have hydrogen, which is the H, right? As you know, hydrogen, they are colorless, they're explosive. They are used for, okay, guys, fuel for rockets, this one you know lah. This one is made from hydrogen. That's how they fly up. Do you know what is hydrogenation of oil? Have you heard this before? Do you know what is hydrogenation of oil? Basically, this is turning your liquid oil into solid oil. If you still don't understand, then it's okay, right? Because it's not in your syllabus. Okay, it's not in your syllabus. Next, helium. We use this in our balloon. Right, as you know, helium is very lightweight. Helium is very lightweight. It's number 2 here. Why don't we use hydrogen for balloons? As you know, hydrogen is very explosive. Hydrogen is very unstable. But you see helium, helium is lightweight and it is very stable. Helium will not explode. You know those birthday balloon that can float? Those are made from helium, filled with helium. Okay, so filled balloons and airships. Next, carbon. Carbon comes in 2 forms, right? Guys, you know your pencil lead? You know your pencil lead? That is graphite. that is graphite. Your pencil lead is graphite. And when you take this graphite, guys, when you take this graphite and you press it under a few million years with a lot of pressure, your graphite will turn into diamond. Your graphite will turn into diamond. That means basically diamonds are just pressurized graphite. When you pressurize graphite, boom, you get diamond. Okay, so you take your pencil lead, your pencil lead, you press your pencil lead, it should turn into a diamond, but it will take quite a long time. Okay, that's how we get diamond. So as you can see, graphite, they are brittle, slippery, just like your pencil lead, they are brittle and slippery, able to conduct electricity. This is the only non-metal, guys. I said this just now. Graphite or your pencil lead is the only non-metal that can conduct electricity. Right? Others, they don't. Somehow carbon is a special one. Because they do. They do conduct electricity. And of course, diamond, you know, it's extremely hard and it is transparent. Guys, do you know what it's diamond for? Guys, do you know what it's diamond for? Diamond is actually not just for jewelry. Many people think, oh, diamond means jewelry. No. Diamond is actually used for drilling. Because they are so hard, they can drill through any stone. They can drill through any rock. That's why we call it diamond drill bit. Diamond is really hard. And I don't know whether you know this, guys. I don't know whether you know this. Diamond is not actually rare. Diamond is not rare at all. Many people think, oh, sir, diamond is expensive because it's rare. No. Diamond is expensive because it is controlled by one company. 80%, I would say, 80% of world's diamond is controlled by De Beers Jewelry. That's why, guys, that's why they can sell it at any price they want. Because they control most of the market. Okay, so guys, next time, something technology to tell you, something technology to tell you. Do you know what is a lab-grown diamond? Do you know what is a lab-grown diamond? Scientists actually managed to create something called lab-grown diamond, and they are 10 times cheaper. Right? They're 10 times cheaper, and just by using your naked eye, you cannot tell the difference. Right? Lab diamond and natural diamond, they look pretty much the same. Guys, can you tell the difference? Not really, isn't it? Right? This is why, guys, don't buy natural diamond. It's pretty stupid. Unless you say, sir, I have money. I earn like 5 million ringgit per year. Then okay, go buy diamond. Go buy real diamonds. This money is no issue to you. But guys, you don't need real diamond. You cannot tell the difference. In fact, sometimes lab-grown diamond might be even better. And it's 10 times cheaper. Why spend the extra money, isn't it? Okay, so anyway, diamond is actually for your drilling, and of course your pencil lead, that's your graphite, lubricant for machines. Guys, you can actually use diamond. Sorry, you can actually use your pencil lead to lubricate. Have you noticed this before? When you roll, okay, let's say you take pencil. Have you touched the pencil tip before? Doesn't it feel very slippery to you? Right? Or you take a piece of paper, you take pencil, you color it dark, you color a dark patch on it, and then when you touch the dark patch, it just kind of feels slippery. Because carbon is a lubricant. Right? So we can use it for battery terminals, drill bits, jewelry. Okay, that's your carbon. And of course, nitrogen. They are colorless, they are very stable. 78% of our air is nitrogen. Right? The air you are breathing in right now, 78% is nitrogen. Right? So what do we use it for? Not much actually. Not much actually. Nitrogen is mostly for plants. Right? But we humans do use it for liquid nitrogen. Okay? Liquid nitrogen. Thank you, Carl. Okay, guys, do you know what is liquid nitrogen? Do you know what is liquid nitrogen? When you want to store something under very low temperature, we call it cryogenic. We want to store something really low temperature. Okay, let's say now, do you know what's a sperm bank? Do you know what's a sperm bank? let's say you want to go and donate sperm. Okay, let's say you want to go donate sperm. How do they keep your sperm? They will keep it under liquid nitrogen. And the thing will be fresh for, I don't know, 100 years. So that's your cryogenic. That's a low temperature. Next, oxygen. This is for burning and respiration. You already know this, right? It's for welding, cutting metals, oxygen tank for breathing, diving in hospital. You know this. Sulfur. Guys, sulfur is F-U-R, not P-H-U-R. This was the old spelling. This was the old spelling, and Cambridge, they changed it to F. Sulfur. All right, sulfur, they are brittle, they exist in powder form. This is your sulfur. Okay, they're used as fungicide. Your grandpa and grandma used to use sulfur to chase snakes away, right? If let's say last time you stay in kampong, let's say you stay in kampong lah, and then inside around your kampong there's like this tall grass, this weed, and you're scared that a snake will be hidden inside. So what do? You sprinkle sulfur powder, they will run away because sulfur powder is quite smelly. It's acidic, so they will just keep them away. Right? We also use them to vulcanize rubber. What is vulcanized rubber? That means we strengthen rubber. You know, natural rubber is actually soft. If we put sulfur into it, we make it stronger. This is called vulcanized. You throw ammonia at them. Different thing though. Different thing though. Ammonia is like pee smell. This is like acidic, right? You acid bomb them. And of course, bromine. This is a brown liquid, turns into brown fuels when heated. They are toxic. Guys, they are the cousin of chlorine and iodine. So you see, three of them have the same function. Three of them have the same function. Guys, what is chlorine for? Guys, what is chlorine for? Yes, we add it in water to kill germs, isn't it? So the same thing. Bromine and iodine, we also add it into water to kill germs. In fact, iodine is the yellow medicine you put on your wound. Remember? Remember? If you fell down, if you happen to fall down, you get a wound, they will put some kind of yellow medicine on your wound, isn't it? That is iodine. So you see, iodine, chlorine, bromine, they function the same way. They function the same way. They are there to kill germs. Right? So they are used as disinfectant. Okay, so general characteristic of metal, how are non-metal. How are non-metals like? As you know just now, okay, it's the complete opposite. Yes, the iodine test, yes, okay. The complete opposite of metal. Just now metal was what? Shiny, right? Now it is dull. Just now was brittle and, sorry, just now was malleable and ductile. Now it's brittle. You try to bend non-metal, they will just crack. They are weak. They are poor conductor of electricity. They have low melting and boiling point. They have low density. They can be solid, carbon, liquid, bromine, or gas, oxygen. Metal is like 99% solid besides one, which is mercury. Non-metal can be all three. Right? So, guys, non-metal is just the opposite of metal. So, there are many, many things that you can actually, make sense from metals there. Okay? So these are the easy ones. These are the easy ones. Next week, I think I'll go into this. Okay, let's go to exercise, shall we? Let's go to exercise. Okay, and we have chemistry in the everyday life. Okay, so let's go to exercise. Let's do some. Let's do some. Oxygen can be a solid if you freeze it. Freezing point of oxygen, negative 18. If you freeze it to negative 220, then it will turn into a solid. Yeah. But I don't think anyone can reach the temperature. Sorry guys, I just had my dinner, so a bit sleepy here. Okay, so number one, let's look at number one, shall we? Let's look at page 5, shall we? As you can see, this is a really short chapter. So, diagram 2 shows a new pot bought by Mrs. Maizura for cooking. So, use a label V and W. So, your V is, of course, a metal. This is the metal. And the handle is made from plastic, so it's a non-metal. Okay, next. So, 2. Aluminium is suitable to be used as cooking utensil. Give 2 reasons to support this statement. You see, what is a cooking utensil? Like pot, like wok. We can use aluminium to make a pot. We use aluminium for cooking. 2 reasons why. Why can you use aluminium? Why? Why do we use aluminium? Anyone? Anyone? Why do we use aluminium? What's so good about aluminium? Why do we use aluminium to make cooking utensils? There's plenty of you to choose here. Which one is important for cooking? Okay, it is a good conductor of heat, good. Because I want my pot to heat my food faster, right? It is a good conductor of heat. What else? What else? You see, cooking utensil has many shapes, right? It has many shapes, right? Yes, okay, they are ductile or they are malleable. That's why you can easily bend your aluminium into any shape you want. Can you do this for plastic? No, because plastic, unfortunately, you can't bend them. You'll just break. So B, chlorine is a non-metal element and greenish yellowish gas. Justify the usage of chlorine in daily life. Guys, what is chlorine used for? I just mentioned it. What is chlorine for? Number 1 is a disinfectant for swimming pool. Right? As you know, our swimming pool uses chlorine to disinfect. Yes, for water too. Or you can say this is to disinfect drinking water. Right? Our national tap water already has chlorine. Guys, I have a question here. Does your mom cook her water? Do you guys cook your water at home? Or do you just drink straight from the filter? Do you boil your water? Guys, there's actually no need to. You already have chlorine inside, so why boil? I actually stopped boiling my water. Just drink from the... Okay, I know it sounds crazy, guys. I know it sounds crazy. You can actually drink straight from the tap if you want. Okay, like I wouldn't lah, because our national water is clean, but our pipes are not clean. So at least you put a filter there, lor. Okay, I'm sure outside your house you have a filter, but after filtering your water, you actually don't need to cook your water because you already have chlorine, right? I mean, unless you want to make Milo lah, then no choice, you have to boil water lor. But other than that, you can actually save money, right? Because our national water already has chlorine. You might say, sir, this is for swimming pool one, we put it in our water. Yeah, the amount is very different. You see, you smell your water, it has no chlorine smell, right? But when you walk to a swimming pool, you will know you are nearby a swimming pool because the smell is so obvious, isn't it? Swimming pool has that bleach smell. Okay, that bleach smell, just like your Clorox bleach. That means after filter, they still don't let you drink straight. That means you shove a cup under the filter and drink cannot. Wow, so paranoid, That means what, I have to cook, have to boil your water, Aiyo. Guys, okay lah, probably your mom won't listen to you lah, but go and tell her there is no need to boil water. Just drink straight from the filter. Your filter already removed like most of the things, and our national water is actually clean for drinking. So why waste electricity? Right? So no need boil water, just drink straight lah. Just drink straight. I mean, filter it lah. If not, your water is going to taste a bit funny. So, the following are a list of several metals found on Earth. Okay, so these are the things we find on Earth. Classify all the metals in the above list into 2 groups, which are metals and non-metals. Guys, metal is very easy. Usually, metals ends with ium. Right? So, in this case, okay lah, gold, we cannot run away lor. Okay, I'll just put it as 1 year. Okay, you have your iron. Iron, sir, iron where got ium? Iron is called ferrum in the Latin name. Okay, ferrum. And you have copper. See, copper. Ium lah, something like that. And of course, aluminium there. See, these are the metals. And of course, the remaining, they are non-metals are oxygen, sulfur, chlorine, and carbon. They are the girls. Okay, they are the girls. Those I mentioned just now was boys. All right. So state two characteristics of each group. Right. So characteristic for metal, guys. How is metal like? How is metal like? I just mentioned like two just now. How are metals like? Okay, they are strong, good. They are strong. They are good conductors. Okay, good conductors of heat and electricity if you want. They are ductile and malleable. They have high tensile strength, high density, things like that. And then non-metals, they are weak, right? They are poor conductors. You see, I'm just being lazy lah. I just completely write the opposite. I'm lazy to think of other points. You can say they are dull, right? Because metals are shiny. Okay, next E. Choose one metal from each group and state one of its use in daily life. Okay, choose a metal and state their use. You guys want to try? You guys want to try? Okay, any metal? Okay, I'll give one. Copper. Copper. They are used as wires. Iron to make steel. Yeah, can. What else? We have so many there. Choose yourself. Right? Non-metal. I'm just gonna say carbon. It is our pencil lead. What else? Yeah, you figure it yourself lah. There's so many to write here. Sulfur to make sulfuric acid. Yeah, sure, can. Or to vulcanize rubber also can, to make rubber stronger. Oh, guys, what is vulcanized rubber? You know, just now I say vulcanized rubber. You know, just now I say vulcanized rubber to strengthen the rubber. Okay, very easy. Pure rubber, pure rubber feels like glove. You know glove? You know that white color latex glove? Okay, the white color glove. The white color glove is made from latex. The one is non-vulcanized rubber, not so strong they can tear easily. Vulcanized rubber is who? Vulcanized rubber is your tire. You know your car tire? They're really tough, isn't it? Really hard, isn't it? So that is a vulcanized rubber. That's the difference, you see? Your glove can tear easily, but your tire lasts very long because it's vulcanized. Okay, so next one. The table below shows the physical properties of four different elements. Two of them are metals, right? They say two of them are metals. So who are the metals here? Who are the metals here? We look at P, solid, gray, and can conduct electricity. Is this a metal? Is P a metal? Is P a metal? Is metal solid? Mostly. Is metal gray? Yes. Can metal conduct electricity? Can. So this is your metal. What about Q? Is it a liquid? Maybe. There's only one metal that is liquid. Do not forget. But they are colorless though. Colorless is out lah. All metal has color. There's no such thing as colorless. What about R? They are liquid at room temperature. They are silvery gray color. Is this metal? Is this a metal? It's silvery though. Is it silvery? Silvery gray. So is it a metal? Yes, it is. Guys, if I want you to guess, what do you think this metal is? What do you think this metal is? It says liquid. So it's for sure mercury, because mercury is a very gray one. Mercury can conduct electricity one. As this gas definitely out. Nothing to do with gas. Right, so name the two metals. That will be your P and R. P and R. And please add one more, I explain. How do you know it's P and R? Because they are silvery gray color. Or even better yet, you can say both are conductors. Okay, both are conductors of electricity. They can both conduct electricity. That's why they are metals. Right, guys? I don't care whether you are solid or liquid. As long as you're a metal, you can conduct electricity. It's just a thing. Right, so guys, I will continue with this next week. Next week we will do chemical reaction, and then we shall wrap this chapter up. Okay, and as for the next chapter, we would go to okay we still have one more chemistry chapter before we go to physics. Right, guys? Do you have any question? Sinteng, are you okay? Junie, you came in late. Make sure you request video, Make sure you request video, Oh, you saw oxidation. Jihan, are you okay? Are you guys okay? Next week stuff will be slightly harder because we'll be talking about reaction. But don't worry, nothing too hard Your school learning oxidation, wow, so fast, Wow, this chapter you mean? Okay, so guys, if you have no more question, I shall see you next Monday. Have a great Monday night, guys. I will see you soon. All right, so take care. See you. Good night and bye bye.